Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle for the day. And it's called Thermoregulators by SSG. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. We also have thermometers, where digits along a thermometer must strictly increase starting at the bulb end. So as an example, you could have something like 2, 4, and 5 here, and that would work because it's strictly increasing. But you could not have something like a 3 here because it would not be increasing from the 4 to the tip here. And that's how thermometers work. We also have consecutive count, where the digit in the bulb counts the number of pairs of consecutive digits appearing on its thermometer. So you could have something like 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, does that work? 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. No, that does not work. You could have something like 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 here, because this digit counts how many pairs of consecutive digits appear on its thermometer. This says 4, 5, this is 5, 6, 6, 7, and 7, 8. Those are all the consecutive pairs. Therefore, there are 4 of them, and that matches what's in the bulb. And that's how the consecutive count rule set works. I've never seen it before, but it seems pretty logical. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so for thermometers, I like saying... So one thing we found out is that 5 can never be on the bulb. Because you can only have 4 sets. For a 5-cell thermometer, which I think all of these are, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or, I mean, they're 5 or less. Yeah, so all of them are 5 except for this one. This is 3 at most. But that means all these bulbs can only be 1 through 4. Well, in box 5, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruplet then. Which means, so that means the rest of the box must contain the digits 5 through 9. This can also only be 1 through 4. And this can be has to be less than, it's either 1 or 2 here. Because you can have 2 consecutive ones or 1 consecutive one set, right? Through the thermometer, this can be at least 2, 3, 4, and 5. 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 Okay, so these are the ends, right? The 5s can be these can be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The next ones can be 4 through 8. I guess we missed one here. This is 4 through 8. These can be 3 through 8. Sorry, 3 through 7. And these are 2 through 6. And this is 1 through 4 again. Okay. What does that tell us? I'm not particularly sure. We know there's a 1 in one of these cells here. We're not sure where it is, though. Okay. One thing we do know, if this is 5, that would make this 4, 3, 2, and 1. That would be 4 consecutive pairs. So this can never be 5. So that's the same for all the 5-length thermometers, right? So if you have 5, okay, I'm going to pause. I need to go to the bathroom really bad, actually, right now. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue on. Let's see. Um, right, so 5 can never be at the end because that would require the other four digits for the thermometer to be 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be then 1, 2 are consecutive, 2, 3 are consecutive, 3, 4 consecutive, 4, 5 are consecutive. That's four consecutive digits. Similarly, you can't have a 6 at the end either, right? If you had a 6 at the end, the problem with that is you could either have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's three sets of consecutive digits. You could have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That's still three sets of consecutive digits. Um, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Again, three sets of consecutive digits. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 5, 6 are all consecutive. Um, and then you could have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 counts as three consecutive digits. And then you could have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's four sets of consecutive digits. So either way, you cannot have 5 or 6 as the last digit in a thermometer. Similarly, you can't have 4 or 3 as the fourth digit on the thermometer or the third digit on the thermometer. 3 would force a 2 and a 1. 3 would force a 2 and a 1 below it. Right? So 3 would force a 2 and a 1 below, which means 1 and 2 are consecutive, 2 and 3 are consecutive, and therefore you would have two consecutive pairs on the thermometer, which would force the bulb to be a 2, and that breaks. So this can never be 3, this can never be 3, this can never be... None of these can be 3, essentially. You could have a 2 there, because 2 and 1 could be consecutive, and then you could have no consecutive digits in the rest. That's possible. Um... Okay, so let's mark all of those then. And we could just remove 3 from those. Let's mark all the 4s, and we can remove 4 from those. So these can't be 4, and the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cannot have 5 or 6 there. It has to be 7, 8, or 9 there. So we have a 4, 5, 6, 7 sextuplet in column 2. That means 4, 5, 6, and 7 cannot be in the rest of the column. This can't be 4, 5, or 6. This is 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3. This 2 or 3 must be greater than that one. Therefore, this is 1 or 2 here. One of these must be a 9. That doesn't tell us too much, though. If you have 4, you have 8 at the end, right? Okay, that doesn't tell us too much. So, one of these 3 is a 4. Okay, we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair in row 5. That means the remaining digits are 3 through 9. And we know 3 has to be one of these two. We're not sure which. If this were 3, that would force this to be 2 and this to be 1, and you would have two different pairs of consecutive digits. And therefore that would break. So this can never be 3. This has to be a 3 here. Which leaves this as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That works. So this is 3. Can this ever be 2? If this were 2, that would force this to be consecutive with it because we'd have two pairs of consecutive digits, but that can't be because then this can't be greater than the 2 and it can't be a 3. So this has to be 1, which forces this to be 2, which makes this a 3. We have two pairs of consecutive digits. This cannot be 3 here. This can't be 3 here. So neither of these can be 3. We have one pair of consecutive digits. It's either 1, 2, or these are consecutive, but we're not sure which. 2 and 3, we have another pair of consecutive digits. So this cannot be 5. If this were 5, that would make this 4 guaranteed. You'd have 2 and 3 be consecutive, 3 and 4 is consecutive, and 4 and 5 are consecutive. So this cannot be 5. If this were a 7, you cannot have a 6 here, right? Say this was 7 and this was 6, or yeah, if this is for 7, that forces this to be 6. The problem is you have a 4, 5 here, but 4 is consecutive with 3 and 5 is consecutive with 6. We already have a pair of 2 and 3 and 6 and 7 here. Therefore, this can never be 7. This is 8 or 9 here. One of these is a 4. One of these is a 3. We're not sure which. So this cannot be 2, because if this were 2, this would force this to be 1, and that would leave no options for this cell. So this cannot be 2 here. You cannot have 7 be here, because if this is 7, that forces this to be 8, which forces that to be 9. 8 and 9 are a pair of consecutive digits. 7 and 8 are, and 2 and 3 obviously are. So this can never be 7. Huh. Ah. Okay. Once, if you have once, no, okay, that's wrong. Okay, I was thinking, right. I was thinking more Nabner line, but you could have a 1 with like 2, 4, 6, and 8, and that works because you have one pair of consecutive cells there. You need 1. So you could have 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. Actually, that's, well, it doesn't have to be. It could be like 1, 4, 5, 7, 9. That could work too. Something along those lines. Uh, hmm. 3 sets of consecutive digits. You could have 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Oh, only 4 is limited. You know it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Oh, that's interesting. So say you did have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That guarantees this has to be 9. Right. 4, 5, 6. See, if you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. If this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hmm. So say this is 4. This is 4. That means 4 consecutive pairs of digits. 4, then this must be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's try that. That 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 means this is 9. This can't be 6 or 8. This must be 7. This can't be 6. It's 4 or 5. This can't be 7 or 8. That's 9. So that requires those both to be 9. That's interesting. This can't be 7 or 8. It's 5 or 6, which makes this 4 or 5, which makes this, and this can't be 5. This is 4. This can't be 4, 5, or 6. Obviously, none of these could be 4. This is a 3 then, if that were the case, which breaks this side. So I don't think 4 can ever be one of these then. Right? If this is 4, that requires this to be 5, 6, 7, 8. So similarly, this is 9. This has to be 3. So this is 4. This can't be 5, 6. It has to be 7, but then that would be 8, and we'd have a contradiction. So we know then 4 cannot be either of these cells, which means 4 is one of these. So we could have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would make this 9. This would not be 5 or 6. This would not be 7 or 8. So this is not 6 or 7. This is not 4, obviously. This 6 and 8 forces this to be 7, which forces this to be 9. Then we have a 4, 5, 4, 5 pair here. Okay, so far that's all seems fine. This can't be 5 or 6, so this can't be 7. This would be 8 or 9. So this cell would have to be one of those two, which means it's different from that one. So this would not be 8 or 9 either way. This could not be 9, obviously. This could not be 8. This could be 7, 6 then because of those. Can this ever be 3? 3, yes, 4, 5, 6. That's definitely possible. Or 3, 4, 5, 8. So that definitely works fine. Okay, so one thing we do know then, so if one of these is a 4, so it has to be 5 and 6 here, and this has to be 5 and 6, which means this cannot be 5 or 6. This has to be a 7. This has to be greater than that digit. So this is 7 or 8. This is 8 or 9. Again, this 8 or 9 cannot be any of these 3 cells. It has to be one of these 2, which means it cannot be the same as this one. Therefore, this cannot be an 8 or a 9. So this cell, whatever it is, and this cell has to be in one of these 2 cells here. This cell has to be in one of these 2 cells here, which means this cannot be 8 or 9 here. Therefore, this has to be less than this. So it cannot be 7 or 8. It's 2, 4, 5, or 6 here. Because we know one of this, either this is 5 or 6, or this is 5 or 6. We just don't know which one. Actually, we also know this is 7 or 8, or this is 7 or 8. So there cannot be a 7 or 8 in the rest of row 8. So the rest of row 7 cannot contain 5 or 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. The rest of row 8 cannot contain 7 or 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. This 6 means this can't, this is 4, 5, 6 at most, which means this can't be 6 here. Because that would be greater than 4 or 5. We know one of these is 7 or 8, which forces the other ones, the other side. So if this is 7, 8, that forces this to be 9. If this is 7 or 8, that forces that to be 9. So 9 cannot be in the rest of the row either. So it's 1 through 6 here. This could still be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That actually still works. These cannot be 2 because of this 2 here. If this is 9, obviously this cannot be 9. This has to be 7 and 8. 6. If this, okay, say it went this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? This would obviously be 9. Okay, no 5, 6, no 5, 6. This is less than that. This would have to be 4. Okay. Seems fine. Oof. Huh. 3 could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. What if we made this 4? Does that limit things more? Maybe. This would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which would force this to be 7. This would be 9. This would be 4, 5. This would be 4, 5. This could not be 5 or 7. This could not be 5 or 6 because these digits must be less than that. This is not 4. This is 1 or 2. No 5 or 6. No 5 or 6. No 7 or 8. This cannot be 7 or 8. This is 9. This cannot be 9 here. This can't be 8 because of that digit. This can't be 7. That can't be 6. That's fine. Seems okay. This can't be 4. That seems fine. That didn't result in anything. What happens if we make this a 4? If this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. That's interesting. This can't be 6. Okay, this can't be 4, so this would have to be a 4. So there's no 4 here. This would then be 5, 6, 7, 8, which would force that to be 9. No 5 or 6 here. This is a 5, which forces that to be 4. This can no longer be 4. No 7, 8, 9, 4. No 4, 7, 8. No 4, 7, 8. 4 and 5 are consecutive. No 4 here. This is not 9. This is not 8. This is not 7. This is not 6. This can't be 5 here. No 5 or 7. No 5. No 8. No 6. No 6. No 6 or 7 here. 8 cannot be here. 8 is here, which means this can't be 8. This is 9. Obviously, no 1, 2, 3 triplet in box 7, which eliminates 1, 2, and 3 from the rest of the box. This can't be 5 also, or 4, or 6. Okay, so we have a contradiction. So from that, we know this can never be 4, but that doesn't really tell us too much, unfortunately. So this cannot be 4. Does that give us any information? I don't know. Can you have a 7? If you have a 7 at the end, that means it could go down, well, it could go down to 1? Can it ever go down to 1 is the question. So say you have, that means one pair of consecutive digits. 1 and 2, but then the problem is you have 3 other digits out of, you cannot have 4, 5, 6, and 7. 2 of those are going to be consecutive with each other. So that's definitely, so 1 cannot be at the bottom. Because you'll always have, if you have 1 at the bottom, you only have 6 other digits. You have 4 digits remaining. There's going to be at least 2 pairs that are consecutive, right? You'll have like 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, or 4, 6, 7, or 3, 1, 2, 3, which already has 2 pairs. So I don't think you can have a 7, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, I don't think you gotta have a 7. Can you have a 2 at the bottom? You can't have 3 at the bottom, because if you have 3 at the bottom, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all consecutive. That's 4 pairs of consecutive digits. If you have 2, 2, 3, 4, the problem is 5 is either consecutive with 4, 6 is consecutive with 7, and that makes 3 unique digits. So no, you cannot have 7 actually at the end. of any unique 5-cell thermometer. 5-cell thermometer, right? So it always has to be 8 and 9. So you have an 8, 9, 8, 9 pair in all the rows and columns which contain the same one. So this can't be 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 8. One of these is a 7. So the remaining digits in row 2 are 1 through 6, and this is 1 through 6, and this is 1 through 6. Okay. That means this can't be, since this can't be 7, this can't be 7, this can't be 7, because these have to be 7 at most. These can't be 7. These can't be 6. These can't be 6 either. Well, we have a 4, 5, 6 triplet now in column 2, which eliminates 4, 5, and 6 in the rest of the column. Therefore, this is a 7. This cannot be 7 here. One of these is a 7, right? To be next to an 8. Actually, we don't know about that. This could be 7 here. We do know that these thermometers are limited, though. So this has to be, this cannot be 7 here. This cannot be 7 here. This can't be 7. This can't be 7. Because the 8 and 9 pairs eliminates the 8s in each of these columns. Okay. This is 7 then. If this is 8, this has to be 5. If this is 9, it could be 4 or 6. So we don't know which. Right, so this still could be 7 here. We just don't have the 8 and 9 pair. Because there's no guarantee that this has to be 7 with the 8. This is guaranteed to be 7 with the 8, so we know the 7 has to be one of these two cells. Okay, this cannot be 2 here. Okay, let's say this was a 2. If we had a 2 here, this is 1, which means this can't be 1. That seems fine. This would be 4. This would be then 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems okay. This is 9. This only has one pair. So this cannot be consecutive with each other. So this is, if this were 5, that would force that to be 4, and you'd have 2 pairs consecutive. So this would be 6, which would force this to be 4, because these couldn't be consecutive. This 2 would make this a 1, which would make that a 2. You'd have a 2, 3 pair here, which means this could not be 2, so these 2 would have to be consecutive. Therefore, this would be forced to be 4, and we'd have a contradiction. So we know, right, because where else is the 4 in row 5? Can't be here anymore because these are consecutive, and the 2 eliminates that possibility. So, actually, yeah, that's only for this scenario. So this can never be 2, which means one of these 2 is a 2. So that means this can never be 2, because none of these can be 2. These can't be 2, so 2 is one of these 3. We're not sure which. Okay, if this is 9, actually, if this is, yeah, if this is 9, that means this is 8, which would force this to be a 5, which would make that 4, which would make that 2. Interesting. This would be a 6, 7, 9 pair. This would be 9. No 5 here. No 5 here. This can't be 2. This can't be 2. Therefore, this can't be 1. This is a 2, 4 pair, which means this could not be 2. None of these could be 4. Obviously, this couldn't be 9. This couldn't be 9. Seems fine. This could never be 5 then, if that were the case. This could never be 5. Right? Because if this is 5, that forces this to be 4, 3, and 2. So again, okay, this can't be 5, and you can't have 8 here. This becomes a 5, 8 pair here. Which means this can't be 5, this can't be 5. We have a 1, 3, 1, 3 pair in column 4, which eliminates 1, 3 in the rest of the column. But that doesn't really tell us very much. Again, these cannot be 5. If either of these are 5, if this is a 5, that becomes 4, 3, 2. And then we'd have 3 pairs of consecutive digits. Same here. So this can't be 5. We have a 6, 7, 7 pair then, which eliminates 6 and 7 from the rest of the row. So one of these is 5, 6, which would force the other one to be 3, 4. So you'd have 3, 4, 2. That does work. Or 3, 4, 2, which also does work. Then you'd have, so it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, which would make this 6 and 9. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 9 does work. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuplet in box 8 then, if that's the case. So this can't be 2, 4. This would then be a 6. One of these would be 2, so this could not be 2. This would have to be a 2. There would not be a 7, 8 pair here. This would have to be a 1, which forces this to be 2. This can't be 1. This can't be 1. Okay, so this is 6. No 5 or 8. This can't be 6. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Then 6, 9. Or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say one of these was 3. Then this would have to be greater than 3, which means it's 4 or 5, which forces that to be 6, which makes this a 4. This would be 3 and 2 then, which would make that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, that would be 9. This would be 6. This would have to be 7, and this would be 8. Either way, this does form 3 sets of consecutive digits, right? 3 with 4, and you have 6, 7, 8, or it's 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 1. This could not be 6. This would be 9. This could not be 7. No 6, no 5. This would be 4, 5 here. We have a 4, 5, 4, 5 pair, so this can't be 4. This looks all kosher. 3, 4, 5. 8, 9 does work. This can't be 3 or 4, so this would be 5, which makes this a 4, which makes that 3, which makes that 1. These are consecutive, so this could not be consecutive. That would be 7. This would be 8. This would have to be a 5. This would be a 2. And we'd break. Okay. So, we've shown... I don't know if there's probably a more elegant way of approaching this. I don't know what it would be, though. That was pretty convoluted just to come up with that, right? So this cannot be 8. This has to be 9. So this is 9, which means none of these can be 9. Which means 9 has to be one of these, which means this can't be 8. This can't be 9, so this is 8, which makes that 7. This can't be 7 or 8. Why does that have to be 7? Oh, it cannot be 5 or 6. And this is at least 5. Yeah, so this is 8, 7, which means this can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 7 anymore. This is 9 and 7. So this has to be... There's 2 consecutive pairs. It's either 3... We have 2, 3 already. It could be 3, 4, or it's 6, 7. So this is 4, 6. This is 8, 7. One of these 3 is a 9. 8, 7. 6, 5, 3 works. 3, 4, 5 works. 1, 3, 5 works. Okay, so it could be 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 5. Cannot be 1, 3, and 4. So this cannot be 4. We have now a 5, 6, 7 triplet in row 8, which eliminates 5, 6, and 7 from the rest of the row. These can't be 5, 6. This can't be 5, 6. This can't be 5, 6. Right? Because if this was 4, this guarantees this has to be 3, and that's 1. That 1 is saying there's only one pair of consecutive digits here, but 3 and 4 are here, and 7 and 8 are here. So that's guaranteed not to work there, if that's the case. So this is 5, 6. This is 5, 6, or 7. If this is 3, it can be, again, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, or 3, 4, 5 all work. And if you have 1, it could be 1, 4, 6, 1, 3, 5. This could be even 3, 5, 6, though. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruplet in column 4, which eliminates 1, 2, 3, 4 in the rest of the column. Therefore, this can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's a 9, which eliminates 9 here and here. We know this can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, so this is 5, 6, 7. We have a 5, 6, 7 triplet now in row 2, which eliminates 5, 6, and 7 in the rest of the row. 9 has to be one of these two cells because one of these two cells is a 9. One of these two cells is an 8. The rest of these digits are 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruplet here. Okay. One of these two is a 1. We're not sure which. This is 1 through 6, but we don't. It cannot be 2. So 2 has to be one of these two, which means this can't be 2. Therefore, this is a 2. Oh, one of these could be 2. Oops. So we don't know which. One of these is a 1, but we're not sure which either. Okay, this can never... Okay, so what are the remaining digits in column 8? Cannot be 3, 8, and 9. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, or 7. This can't be 1, though. So this is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 2. So this is 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, what happens if this is... Hmm. Hmm. Ah, if this is 4, this is 5 and 6. So therefore, this is 4 and 6 here. If this is not 4, this is 4, 5, 6, which forces this to be 4 and 3. So either way, this is a 4, 6 pair, which means this 4, 6 pair in column 2 cannot have a 4 and a 6 in the rest of the column. So this is a 5, which means this can't be 5, this can't be 5, these can't be 5. Similarly here, right? I guess this... Oh, wait. There's no guarantee it has to be a 5. Right. That's not correct. Because this could be 1. I was just thinking if this is 2, right? If it's 2, it has to be 3, 4. But we don't have a guarantee it's 2. Right. Okay, that's no good. This cannot be 3, 4. If this is 3, 4, that eliminates all possibilities for these two, or it eliminates 2 possibilities for that cell. Actually, we have a 1, 3, 4 triplet in column 1. I didn't realize that. Therefore, the rest of the column is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But this can't be 7 or 9. This is 5, 6, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This can never be 2. If this is 2, that forces this to be 4, 5, 6, which means you have 2, 3, 4 here. Right, so this can specifically never be 2 because that forces this to be 3, 4, which we break that. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not sure. This, however, could be 2, 3, 4, right? That would be 6 and 9 then. If this were 1, say this was 1, this becomes 3. This is a 4, so this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This cannot be 5 or 6, so this would be 4. This would be 3. This would be the pair, so this would be 9. This could not be 5. This would have to be 6, which would force that to be 5 and that to be 4. So that does seem to work okay, right? But then we have a 3, 4 problem again. Right, okay, so this can never be... This has to be a 4. So this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. Which makes that a 9. This cannot be 7. This is a 4. We don't know what this is. It's 2 or 3. This can't be 4. If it's... If this is 2, this has to be 3 and 4. Well, not necessarily. This can't be 4 here, and this can't be 4 here. This can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, so this is 9, which means neither of these are 9. This can't be 7, so this can't be 6, this can't be 5. This can't be 6 because of this 6, so this is a 4, which makes that a 5. This can no longer be 4. This 8 means this can't be 8. This is 9, which forces this to be 6. This can't be 6 here. This can't be 6 here. This can't be 9. This is 8. This can't be 4. Oh, it cannot be 4 here. This can't be 4 here. This is 5 or 6. This must be less than that digit. And if this were a 5, it would not be. So this is a 7, which makes that a 5. This can't be 5. This can't be 5. And this can't be 5. This can't be 4. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're not sure which. 5 or 6. This can't be 4. This can't be 4. And this can't be 4. We have 8 as one of these digits. And then 5 or 6 is one of these two, too. We have 1 being one of these. So we have 1, 5, it can't be 5 or 6 here, so this must be a 5, 6 pair here. This can't be 6 or 5 here. That's a 7, 8 pair, which eliminates 7, 8 from the rest of the column. Therefore, this is 1 and 8. This is 1 or 8. This can't be a 1 here. 5, 6, or 7. These are consecutive. We have 1 consecutive here. But this can't be 5, therefore this is 6, which means this can't be 1. So this can't be 2, this can't be 5. If this is 3, we already have 2 consecutive pairs here. So these would be consecutive, these would be consecutive, and the 3 would force us to be 2, which would make this consecutive because we already have 2 consecutive pairs. So this cannot be 3, this has to be 4, which means this can't be 4, this can't be 4. We have a 1, 2, 3 triplet in column 9 now. We also have a 1, 2, 3 triplet in box 9, which eliminates 1, 2, and 3 in the rest of the box. Where is the 1 in column 8? It has to be here. So this is a 1, which makes that a 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 2. This 1 makes this a 3. This can no longer be 3. This can't be 1 or 3. These can't be 1, so this is 3. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 4. This can't be 3 or 4, so this is 1. So there's no 1 here. There's no 1 here. This becomes a 1, 2 pair because those are the only places for it. This can't be 3, therefore this must be a 3 here. So we have 3 and 4 consecutive with each other. That's 1 pair. 6, 7, and 8 consecutive with each other. That's 3 pairs. If this were 2, this would have to be 1, but then 1 and 2 and 5 and 6 would be consecutive pairs. So that wouldn't work. So this has to be 3 no matter what. Therefore, that makes this a 4. This can no longer be 3 because of this cell. This can't be 3, so this forces this to be 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 2. This 1, 2 is the consecutive pair, so it cannot be 4, 5. It has to be 4, 6, which forces this to be 5. Therefore, that's 4. This is 6. This can't be 5 or 6. This is 8. This can't be 8 here. And we have 2, 4, and 9 remaining in column 6. This can't be 2 or 4, though, so therefore this is 9. This can't be 4 or 9, so this is 2, which makes that 4. That makes this 3, which makes that a 2. 2 cannot be here. We have a 1, 3 pair here. This can't be 6. This can't be 6, and this can't be 6. We have a 5, 7, 8 triplet here, but this can't be 7 because of that 7. This 6 eliminates that 6. The remaining digits are 1 and 9 here, but this can't be 1 because of that 1, so this is a 9, which this can't be 9. This is a 1, which makes that a 9. So again, this is saying that we have two pairs of consecutive digits, which it is, 2, 3, and 5, 6. This 3 says that there are 3 sets of consecutive digits, which there are 3, 4, 6, 7, and 7, 8. This says 2, which is 2, 3, and 3, 4 are consecutive. This says 1. We're not done with that yet. This says 4. We have 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, and 7, 8. This says we have 1. We have 1. Okay, this 1, 2 pair means this can't be 1, so this is 3, which makes that a 1. We have a 1, 2 pair. 4 cannot be here. 4 cannot be here. Where is the 4 in box 6? Can't be here. Can't be here. It must be here. This 2 means this can't be a 2, so this is 5. We have 1 pair of consecutive cells. This must be then 5 and 6. This can't be 5, which makes that a 7. This can't be 5 or 7, which makes that a 2. This can't be 5, which makes this a 6. Therefore, this is a 5. This can't be 5 or 6, so this is 9. This 6 eliminates that 6, so that's 7. This has to be 5. This has to be 6 because that's the only digit remaining. This 1 eliminates that 1, so this is 8. This is 1. This is 8. We have 7 and 9 remaining. This can't be 7 because of that 7, so this is 9, which makes that 7. This 8 eliminates that 8, so it's 5, and that makes that an 8. This 1 is eliminated here because of that 1, so this is a 2. This is a 1. This 7 eliminates that 7, so this is 8 and 7. 8. This can't be 7 or 8, so this is 6. That leaves us as a 7. We have a 3 remaining and a 5, and that's how you solve it. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting rule set, I guess. I've never done this rule set before, obviously, but it did limit things a decent amount, which was interesting. Particularly with what these last digits could be on these 5-cell thermometers, right? I didn't actually think it through, but 7 actually was not possible either. So, but better to be limiting down than to over limit and mess up, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.